I love that. Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I love it too. It's so nice. And we did talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah, a lot. What was really good, actually, Miguel, our director, Miguel Sapochnik, he made Emma and I.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Morning. How are you?
Hey,
Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
So, how are you? It's been a long day.
How are you? No, we just sort of started.
Yeah.
All right.
We just started.
Right. So I know, Steve, that you're actually easily get seasick, and you're playing like this captain, like the greatest there ever was. So how did you stomach that? Did you tell them about that when they offered you?
Are you kidding? If I told them that, I wouldn't be here now. No, and the thing is, the seasickness thing is something that sort of crept up on me. I never used to.
Funny.
But yeah, the last couple of times they've been on a boat, I've just been like, oh gosh. But no, I kept that quiet until I had signed on the dotted line, and then it's too late. You've got me now. But I have a feeling it'll be fine. I'm sure there are ways around it. Oh,
You're going to have to do a lot of filming on boats.
I know.
You got away with it for the first season. There wasn't really much filming on a single boat. I think he had to stand and look at the sea, but he never had to go on the boat.
Exactly.
Each day was like, if there's another season, they're going to screw you over so badly.
I know.
With your scenes that you get to spend together to kind of put the things where they need to be, did you talk amongst yourself about how you wanted to have that chemistry play out?
I love that. Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I love it too. It's so nice. And we did talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah, a lot. What was really good, actually, Miguel, our director, Miguel Sapochnik, he made Emma and I work on and say out loud and act out the scenes in which our younger selves they play.
Yeah. So you were able to see those before you started playing the.
Yeah, we did. But we had rehearsal time.
Yeah.
Kind of really we hadn't started shooting yet, so we had some of that really unpressured time to play, and we got to play some of the scenes from when from earlier in the series, our younger characters,
yes,
and just feel some of that like teenage erotic complicated energy. I mean, they start out as sort of quasi siblings, so yeah, it was just nice. We got to live in that for a little bit before we took the story forward.
Yeah, sort of create memories to set our older characters up.
It's so moving.
Sort of create memories. I can't. Ignore me.
Yeah.
I'm a cancer everything.
You're doing great. So from watching Game of Thrones, we've seen Daenerys ride the dragons and do her Dracarys thing. How did it feel for you to take those words into your own mouth? And it's epic.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. It felt epic. It felt very epic. It felt like, this is Game of Thrones. There was something really exciting about that.
One of our friends in the show, she did an interview and she said, "My character doesn't play the Game of Thrones." She said that in an interview. Fia Saban said that. My character doesn't play the Game of Thrones. Fia Saban.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you agree, though?
With Fia's character not playing the Game of Thrones, I don't know. Who plays the Game of Thrones the most?
You.
No, I don't play the Game of Thrones.
Joking.
I know that there's been this thing about the wigs. So how has it been being transformed into Targaryens?
What's this thing about the wigs? I don't know. What is it? I don't know. What thing?
I think Matt is not very happy about them.
Oh, right, yeah. No, I mean, look, it looks good, which is, well, you know, it looks Targaryen, which is the main thing. But no, I'm a bit of a grump when I'm putting it on. It's just because I can't sit still and trying to be still for an hour every day.
Tell me about it.
I find it's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so I'm a bit grumpy about having to put it on, but there are worse crosses to bear.
I'm not. I thought it was fabulous. I thought
And
it was
actually,
lovely.
he had way more to do than me. Like he was always going through really long makeup changes. But you're quite zen about that, aren't you?
I wouldn't say that.
You
Matt.
are, mate. Compared to me, you are.
I just had a good team around me, and
Yeah.
you know, it was good. Yeah. You know.
Just watch videos.
But I loved the, you know, I'm not saying I like having putting a wig on every day because, you know, but, you know, I like sort of even, you know, checking it out. My hair was made from the same palette as Daenerys' hair. And I think mine was the most expensive wig, darling.
No, it wasn't.
That's what I was told,
Oh,
yeah.
that's what
So
they
I
say to all the girls.
Yeah, so I wore it well.
Well, you wore the most expensive wig, but your colleague flew one of the maybe most expensive dragons, right?
Wow, the best dragon.
Yeah. So how was it to straddle? So how was it to straddle the dragon, the buck?
Yeah, it's good. You're sort of raised on a big plinth, and it's not like you're on a big remote control sort of car, really, in many respects. And then they fire a load of wind and rain at you, and it's a
lot of Nerf bullets and shit like that.
I'd love a Nerf gun.
The buck is probably as much fun as I had in 10 months. The buck is great. The buck is
Great, thanks.
the buck is it's like a theme park ride, honestly, and you are supposed to act at the same time, and that's the bit that I found challenging.
Not to smile.
Not to smile. No, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I had to manually wipe this grin off my face, because
So that's why Olivia didn't get to go on then.
Yeah,
no poker face. Rather. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's excellent, and it's really playful, and it's imaginative. You know, it kind of reminded me of I don't know, like pretending you push bikes a horse as a child. It's that sort of energy. Yeah, I had a great day.
Right.
It's kind of weird. I mean, they said you're going to fly on a dragon, and listen, I'm not. Everybody, because quite a few of us have to fly on dragons, and we got my go was quite at the end of the shoot, and I was really tired by then. I was really in a bad mood. We had a lot of scenes that still hadn't been shot. I was feeling very stressed, and I really didn't feel like today was a day that I wanted to get on this bucking bronco and be sort of thrown around, have wind poured in my face, be kind of strapped in, and it was. And also, I'm not very good with, actually, I shouldn't admit this, having laughed at you. I'm not very good at roller coaster rides. I do, they make me feel a bit sick. In fact, I never go on them because I'm a little bit frightened. So everyone kept saying, this is like a bucking bronco. And I just thought, this is not going to be good for me. I want to get off. But actually, it turned out to be quite fun. And I kind of wanted it to go faster.
Wow. I'm happy to hear that.
Do a little bit more. It was actually rather sedate.
They're going to make a note of that for if we get another season.
Yeah.
How did it compare to remember what happened actually on set, and then to see all the things that have gone into the making of the show afterwards?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, when you're having to act alongside something that isn't real, you kind of get to really indulge in your imagination. So I just had to rely on that. Doing that scene, I couldn't look at the tennis ball and be like, oh, this is a dragon. But I think what was really special is that, like, when I got to watch the first episode, I was like, oh my God, this has exceeded all of my expectations of what I thought this could look like. And I mean, it's beautiful, and the VFX team are incredible, and they are as much, you know, as a part of the show as we are.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, actually, since you dabbled in fantasy before, you've done the Hobbit with the Hobbit movies with Peter Jackson, and the Witcher series as well now, and now this. Is there anything that you feel that ties all of them together while being on set, or does it feel like any other set you step on?
No, well, Candlelight. Yes, candlelight ties them all together. Candlelight, cloaks, swords, horses. Yeah, I'm never far from any of those. It's not exactly how I imagined things, but I'm really enjoying it. But when you go on a set like this, well, especially some of the sets on House of the Dragon, you can't help but be impressed by the sheer scale of them. I mean, these are big worlds that are being established. Multiple characters, multiple storylines, intersecting storylines. It's not it's not a courtroom drama, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And in that way, I mean, they're fiendishly difficult to get right, I think, for that very reason. You know, you have to be spinning many plates with these sort of shows. But it's a testimony to people like Ryan and Miguel that they've actually succeeded so well with this, because there were some huge challenges making a show like House of the Dragon.
George wanted the Game of Thrones series to last for 10 seasons, and it only lasted for 8. Did he have a number in mind for this show, and are you going to try to honor that? Do you feel like you have the same kind of vision this time around, season wise?
I think that every story has a particular kind of length, and you can feel when you're coming to the end of it. This is a story which very much feels like a 3-act structure, so you can interpret what you will from that. And really, we just need to stay true to the story. That's the most important thing. It's the Titanic, right? You know what's going to happen. It's just, are you going to have fun watching how it happens? So I think that the main thing was trying to make sure that we're honoring the books, and at the same time we are allowing for the evolution of it as it is turned into a television show, which is obviously a visual medium, not a literary one.
Yeah. And Miguel, you directed some of the most exquisite Game of Thrones episodes, and you directed the first one of this show, and I know there's 2 more coming. What did you learn on the previous show that made you be able to make this show even better with all the knowledge you had from before?
Don't fuck it up.
Don't spend like a year in night shoots either. Maybe.
No, don't do that. Definitely don't do that. We avoided night shoots. We really made a concerted decision that there were going to be a minimal amount of night shoots on this particular one.
I promised Miguel this show was interior day. That was how I convinced him to come along.
Yeah. I think the big thing is that there's a lot to bring across from the original show into this one, but really is not to get too caught up in the old show and just to kind of enjoy this one for what it is. And we've been very careful to remain respectful of the old show, and in that I think naturally it evolves into something else. And that's in practices as well. That's just like the way you make the show. We approached it from a similar vein, and I think it shows in the, you've seen the pilot, right? I think in the pilot feels like Game of Thrones.
It does in a way.
Yeah, it's just different. It's like this, but just here. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. No worries. So that's kind of the buzzer, because we're actually out of time. But I really hope we do get to speak again in a few years now with following seasons. So best of luck with the premiere, and I hope everyone loves it.
Thank you,
Jonathan. Really appreciate it.
Take care.
Best of luck. Bye.